Welcome into the Toyota Winners Lounge, the first Winners Lounge of the season, of course, powered by your Front Range Toyota stores. This is the DNVR Avalanche post-game show presented by Bet365. Blais and Rudo coming to you live. Gismo will be joining us in a little bit. They did it. They won a hockey game. Blais has to stay. That's the rules.
I'm back, I guess.
Yeah, you got to be back.
Until they lose, and then am I free?
Then you're free. Your job and family is not important. You have to live here now.
Got it. I'll get a tent, sleep here.
Yeah, perfect. The Avs win 4-3 in overtime in a game that I don't think the final score reflects particularly accurately.
Since the Avs had 1,000 shots on net.
Yeah, and the Ducks had like less than 20. But it is what it is, and a win is a win no matter what it looks like. We're going to break it all down for you here, starting with the 60-second rundown for you. I've started this game really well. I think they were out shooting the Ducks like 7-1 to start this game, and yet somehow they still give up the first goal because weird bouncing pucks. You'd probably like Georgiev to track it a little bit better. You'd probably like the Avs to cover the rebounds a little bit better. And then ditto for the second goal, which also happens in the first period. A big rebound springs off Georgiev. Nathan MacKinnon completely blows his coverage on his man streaking in for the rebound. And then the Avs just completely dominated the pretty much entire rest of the game. I guess not the last 5 minutes, but the Avs just poured it on, gave the Ducks nothing. You deserved to probably score 6, 7, 8 goals tonight. Credit to Dostal in net for Anaheim. He played in very, very well to keep it with what it was. The Avs do finally break through. Casey Mittelstadt gets them one in the second period, and then a power play goal in the start of the third period from Ross Colton, and an additional goal later in the third period from Ross Colton. We'll get into some nice feeds that he got to the middle too.
Yeah.
Gave the Avs a 3-2 lead. I'm already way over 60 seconds, but I don't care.
The game went extra, so you got extra.
Yeah, the game did go to extra. Unfortunately, the Avs take 2 penalties in the last 5 minutes of the game. They kill the penalties, but an exhausted unit still out there gives up the game-tying goal. Takes overtime. I'm not ready for overtime. My heart wasn't ready. It was scary, but Nathan MacKinnon off of Dostal and in to win the game. Blais, how do we do this every year? No, let's go back to the start. Go to the first period.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. Outside of the penalties in the last 5 minutes of this game, how much better can the Avs really play?
I thought they played great. Like their process was awesome. I thought the first period is what they needed to do is just come out and basically control the game. And that's what they did.
Yep.
They owned the puck possession time in that period alone by a lot.
They did it in every other period, too.
Yeah, and they had a lot of chances. You saw a lot of good looks at the net. It's just unfortunate how it ended up at the end there. Like,
yeah.
It started to feel
and the
like
start,
this is
kind of, but
yeah. But it just started to feel kind of like this is what it's going to be this year.
Yep. Yeah, it really, when they were down 2-0, I was like, yeah, no. I even called it on our watch along. If you were watching, I was like, this year the Avs would give up a goal at the end of this first period
right
to go down 2-0.
Yeah,
and then that's what happened. And yes, like, I'm not saying the Avs played a perfect hockey game. There are mistakes on the goals they gave up, but it's the NHL. Teams make mistakes every single night.
Oh yeah,
and Anaheim made way more mistakes than the Avs did in this game. The start of this game just felt like every mistake the Avs make ends up in the back of their net. And I'm not even like saying, oh, they need a save. I'm saying it's just kind of the way the bounces were going in this game. The Avs couldn't buy one.
Yeah. Well, look at that first goal too. Like, let's talk about that first goal. That was crazy there.
Madness. Genuine
Manson has like the puck pinned up
against
Georgiev. And I think what happens is he's trying to move it up his pad to get it to somewhere where Georgiev can cover it.
Yeah, but like it doesn't quite settle, and so the ref like won't blow the whistle.
Yeah, refs over the top of it. I mean, it's just like that's the bad luck that we talk about, where it's like, what do you do there? What
Okay, I want to show you this because it's hilarious. Have you seen the new goal simulations on the NHL?
Oh, yeah.
This is the sim for that first goal. It's just a mass of dots in the crease.
Yeah, everybody's
you can't
just in
even
there.
tell what's happening.
And it just keeps going.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part about it.
The whistle just never gets blown. And
I mean,
obviously,
kudos to the ref for being able to see that puck that's sitting on the side of his pad there.
yes, we're going to give them their kudos now because they're not getting kudos later. Yeah, and again, you'd like a better play from the Avs there, I think.
It's more of like, how do you clear out everybody that's
Right.
coming to the net, right? Like,
Both entire teams are in there.
Yeah.
And look, in a perfect world, the initial shot hits Georgiev, drops straight down, and he just loses it.
yeah.
That allows for it to kind of ensue into chaos. You'd probably like Georgiev to find that puck and cover it. But yeah,
His confidence is so shot though, like as we were talking about, right? Like he's looking 100%. Behind himself more than trusting where the puck is going.
Throughout the whole first half of this game, every shot on net, it felt like he was like and I actually think Georgiev did get better as the game went on, and we'll talk about the end of the game in a bit, but boy, it's tough to watch the team go down 2-0 again and again and again. Now they won, so I'm not that upset about it, but we said in the pregame show, comebacks like that are not sustainable hockey.
No, and especially when it's 2-goal deficits.
Yep.
After the first period, especially what's happened previously this year, you just don't like to see it. The thing that I will say is the process is there. The coaches are talking to the players. The veterans must be talking to the other guys on the bench as well. They didn't seem to get down on themselves like they did last time.
Yep.
Where you kind of saw the play just kind of drop off, right?
Yep.
So
And that's even with the mistakes in the first period.
Yeah.
It was 55 minutes of about as good a hockey as the Colorado Avalanche can play besides putting the puck in the net.
Yeah.
And even that they did 3 times at the end of it. So I'm glad they won because I would have struggled to have much bad to say about this team had they lost this game.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't have liked that if they were 0-5. Instead, they're 1-4, and you say they played great and they got the result they deserved. I'm happy about that.
Does a win fix everything now?
No.
Absolutely. That's the correct answer.
You can't go 0-4 and then one win solve all your problems. But I do think it fixes a lot of the mental for the team.
Sure.
You now monkey off the back kind of feeling where it's like, all right, we're actually good at hockey.
Oh, I'm sure the locker room too. Like after this game,
bumping, I'm sure.
Totally different vibes.
What would be your winner song, Blais?
What would be my winner song? Oh, let's skip that.
Okay. All right. Doesn't want to reveal his secrets. I see how it is. I go with Eric's pick, which is Party in the USA. So.
Party in the USA?
Yeah.
That is hilarious that he said that because I have video of my son after winning the state championship.
To Party in the USA?
Yeah,
let's go.
Yeah.
It's in. It's the hockey vibes, all right? We're feeling it. But again, you look at the Avs outshot the Ducks in the first period 18-8.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And they lost that period 2-0.
Yeah.
What is there to say? They follow that up with a second period where they outshoot them 17-3. It was pure domination from Colorado when it came to doing stuff on the ice.
Yeah.
And I think part of it that I want to stress about this is I'm pulling up the numbers here. But, oh, great. Natural stat tricks down. I love that for us. Won't have the possession numbers necessarily then. But by the end of the second period, all but one Av was in the positive.
Yeah.
And it's not just their top guys. Yeah, great. Nathan MacKinnon wins you the game. Yeah, you get some power play goals. But you were getting dominant possession from your third and fourth line of guys like Ivan.
Yep.
Someone like Nikolai Kovalenko was pitching in. You saw Parker Kelly and Logan O'Connor really take over shifts and dominate Anaheim. Is this hey, the whole team is capable of doing this? Or is this the whole team is capable of doing this against Anaheim?
I mean, it's too early in the season to like state anything and say this is what it's going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
These are the games that you need to play right now, and the Avs go on basically a run of playing Anaheim tonight. They play the Sharks on Sunday, and then they play the Kraken, I believe, on Tuesday, right? So these are the teams that you have to take advantage of that and build up that trust that you can do this. They played well. They played defensively in their own zone very well, and I think that's what led to that possession time that you saw.
Yeah, for sure. You kind of mentioned it already, but you have to respect the consistency, the no quit from the Avs too. You put up 35 shots in the first 2 periods and you have 1 goal.
Yeah.
And you go out and keep hammering away at that team with the quality possession, despite maybe not being rewarded in the way you think you should have been to
Absolutely,
that point. To that note,
because that can wear on teams, right? Like when you're not scoring goals and you're
see it
putting
happen
all those
the
shots
time in
on
the
net,
NHL. Yeah.
you can just see like the production drop off, but they just kept going.
Yep. And to like reiterate my point, the Avs hit 3 posts tonight. They had multiple plays where the puck slides in behind Dostal and doesn't go in the net.
Renton just misses a puck that's behind him.
Right. Just like it was this close to the Avs blowing this team out tonight.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure. If you want to be upset that they didn't get the goal results that maybe you wanted them to, fine. But the fact that they stuck with it and won the game, I have very few digs against this team tonight.
Sure. Now, do you think if it was later in the year and this happened, would you be a little bit more concerned about the number of shots on net versus goals? Or are you still just happy with a win's a win's a win?
A little bit later in the year, I don't know, because
depending on where they are
without,
in the standings.
without dumpstering him, and I want to give him credit for what he did at the end of the game. He almost won this game in regulation for the Avs. Georgiev made multiple nice saves on those penalty kills. He has played 5 games this year, and they've all been sub 900 save percentages.
Yeah.
At a certain point, you need to get saves, and he got enough. He did enough to win the game for him. He was good enough tonight. But if you're talking about long term, no, this hasn't changed any of my thoughts about Georgiev.
Okay. I can see that too, because like not every game you're going to play, you're going to have this puck possession time that you had tonight, right? Where you just dominated that stat. And if you're playing a team that has that equal puck possession, they're going to have more chances at net.
Yeah.
And what does that mean for the team, right? Like, what does that mean for Georgiev? What does that mean for how the Avs play that game? Are they going to look as good?
No, probably not. And I think you could see a little bit of the Avs being overly cautious, I think, with that, particularly once they got the lead. It was block shot city. Everyone was fully selling out to block every shot they could just to prevent anything from getting to the net. Yeah, you're not going to triple a team up in shots very often in the NHL. You're going to have to spend more time in your own zone, playing defense the right way, and getting saves. But again, as I actually did get Natural Stat Trick to work tonight, look, the Avs ultimately ended up giving up only 6 high danger chances in this game. And that's what I want to focus on. Yeah, you're going to spend more time in your own zone against a better offensive team. But if you do a good job keeping them to the perimeter, not giving up the dangerous areas of the ice, you should be fine.
Sure.
How effectively can they do that? Well, hopefully later in the season you have guys like Devon Taves, Valentin Shushkin, Gabe Landeskog back in your lineup.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would help with that a lot.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just not the night where I feel like we need to nitpick all these little problems with the Avs. They won a hockey game. We should all be vibing. You guys almost have us to 100 likes. Come on, let's go. Get us there so we can do these winner shots already. Before the winner shots,
it's the only reason I'm here.
Yeah, why even show up without the winner shots? Before we get into our next segment, though, would you say the Avs had a good base to the game today? They had a good baseline?
Sure.
And the base, definitely, generally, the bottom level is the floor, right?
Could be the floor.
So the Avs good sponsor might be Empire Today for the Avs on this one. You can get with Empire Today right now. You can get a free in-home estimate any day you like. And you can also go online to empiretoday.com/DNVR and get $350 off new floors. You can also use all their cool newfangled tech. You can project floors into a room that you measure out any size. You can see what it looks like. They've got you covered with tile, with wood, with carpet, whatever it is. They only carry the best quality products at Empire Today, and they use professional installers too. So go get with them. You can go to empiretoday.com/DNVR or call 1-800-588-2300 Empire. Once you've got your floors all settled up, you don't want to hang out on your floors while they're getting replaced, right? You got to get out of the house. That's when you hit up Circle K. Go get with Circle K today. Get part of the Inner Circle Rewards program. When you first sign up, you get 25 cents off a gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. That's pretty needed when gas gets expensive out here. I'll put it to you that way. And it's a whole lot more than that. Not just Circle K Inner Circle's gas, but you get great deals on all sorts of snacks and treats inside, including their Polar Pops. You can download the Circle K app and sign up for Inner Circle for exclusive offers. New offers, purchase clubs, and sweepstakes are uploaded weekly. So do it today. Get with Circle K. Use that QR code on screen to get the app right now. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast, presented by Bet365. As we get our winners' shots delivered here. A lot of players to talk about that really had very good games today. And I want to start off with Nathan MacKinnon, as we have a tweet from AJ Hafley himself here that pretty much sums up the statistics for the game. I can't read that. That's so tiny. Hang on. I'll pull it up. Sorry, chat. Give me a second.
It's tiny.
Nathan MacKinnon tonight, 15 shot attempts, 9 shots on goal, 8 scoring chances, 4 high danger chances, 2 points, 1 game-winning overtime goal. Pretty good.
I'll take that every game.
Pretty good for a guy who's pretty good, turns out.
Pretty good.
And I think the important thing here is not just, overtime game winner, awesome, sick.
Yep.
Able to pitch in, create a bunch of high danger chances, sick. But most importantly, you got production out of your best players at 5-on-5.
Yep.
You need that. You just need that to win. Nathan MacKinnon doing a lot of driving the bus when it comes to that production. So credit where credit's due. He's not my player of the game, but I don't want to take anything away from Nathan MacKinnon being an unbelievably good hockey player.
Clutch.
Yeah, I'm here. I'll take the clutch gene.
Yep.
Not going to complain about it. You also had Cale Makar once again pick up a point tonight. It wasn't a superstar night for Cale Makar. He didn't have 3 points or
secondary
anything
assist,
crazy.
I believe, too.
It
right?
was. It was
on Mittelstadt's
on the first goal for the
Yeah.
Avs. Good night for Cale though. You saw him shaking and moving pretty well tonight.
Yeah. He felt better tonight.
And hard to ding anyone defensively in a game with overtime, and you only gave up 20 shots on goal.
Yeah.
So it felt good. But you get into the guys that really stood out tonight. You get into our UC Health Live Extraordinary Player of the Game tonight. And I'm giving it to Ross Colton, not Cal Ritchie. Got the old graphic.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Giving it to Ross Colton. 2 goals tonight. 4 goals on the season. But maybe more importantly, okay. Nathan MacKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, they are the superstars. They're supposed to do this stuff.
Yep.
Ross Colton, the guy who gets promoted to the first line and shows up huge for them. Blais, how much credit does Colton deserve for those 2 goals, and how much are you crediting guys like Mittelstadt for the setups?
I mean, those setups both from Mittelstadt and Rantanen
they're
are
pretty
elite,
good. They're pretty good.
But congrats to him for finding that soft area right in front of the net where no one's guarding him, and he has a chance to just rip nice shots into the back of the net. Like, you take that all day long.
Oh, yeah. First shot, extremely good, picks the corner. Second shot, literally perfect, bar and in.
I mean, Mittelstadt's pass, though, too. Like, let's not overlook that part of it.
To
It's a
slip
toe
that?
drag, toe drag pass to him.
Don't get me wrong. Casey Mittelstadt has maybe been a revelation for the Avs this year. He has 4 goals in 5 games, and that's his 5th point, was picking that assist up with Colton. He's been really, really good. And another guy, Mittelstadt was expected to be the 2C.
Yeah.
I don't think he was maybe ready to play with some of the guys he's got on his wings as the 2C so far this year.
Yeah.
So he's done a good job, particularly on the power play. When he gets a little bit more talent around him, you see him step up his game. But between Colton and Mittelstadt, I think he could have gave either of them star of the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just like the IQ, too, from both of those guys as well. So,
yeah, Mittelstadt, very, very smart player.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch, extremely. But the Avs don't get this game to overtime or win it without Ross Colton.
Absolutely.
Nathan MacKinnon closed it for you, but you went from down 2-1 to up 3-2 in the third period thanks to Ross Colton's finishing. So,
and Rantanen's just picking up points left and right.
that's what he does. He's a magician when it comes to that. His assist to Colton starts out with, he fumbled the puck and lost it, and he turns it into a beautiful centering pass. Like, I don't know how he does
I want to know if that was luck or if he saw that before he made that pass, because it was a rocket out there.
Look, the Avs made a couple of prayer passes to the middle in this game, but I would not put it past Mikko to have seen that all the way.
Yeah.
All right, 120 likes. Let's do these
right,
winners
let's go.
shots. Appreciate Blais changing up the vibes for us, getting the Avs a win. Cheers to you, chat. We appreciate y'all hanging out for the win. Good stuff.
Like it.
We did catch up with our player of the game, Ross Colton, so let's hear what he had to say from the locker room.
Play my game, getting elevated to play with Mikko and Nate. They kind of make it easy for me out there. So, again, it's just play my game, try and play fast, check pucks back, and kind of get into the open areas. Because again, 2 of the best players in the league. They're kind of, if you get open, they're going to find you.
How much fun is it to play with them? I mean, they're pretty good.
Yeah, no, they're really good.
Yeah.
Nothing against Woody and OC, but. It's nice to play with those guys, but again, that was a great team win from everyone. I thought we played, 60 minutes. We played fast. Georgie was awesome between the pipes. Unlucky one there at the end, but great team effort tonight. I thought we dominated. We had a ton of shots, had a ton of chances, and just stuck with it.
Had to be pretty relieving to get that first win of the season.
Definitely, yeah. Just something to build on. Obviously the results weren't there the first couple games, but again, I know we kept harping on it, but there were some positives that we kind of kept taking from a bunch of those games, and again, just kind of putting it together tonight.
How frustrating is it with that many shots on goal and just them not going in?
To an extent, in the same breath. But again, we're getting the chances, and we're shooting the puck. We're getting, pucks low to high, Deer shooting it, and just checking pucks back. I thought, what led to a lot of those scoring chances was we were above the puck the whole game. We weren't really giving them anything, which obviously led to great offense.
Colts, what's to say about the group to overcome again the adversity early on with a couple of goals that are whatever?
Yeah, again, we stuck with it. Bedsy came in. I thought he had the right mindset. He kind of, just said, "Hey boys, we're playing the right way. Let's stick with it. We can't let up here." And I don't even know what happened on that second one. I think the puck hit the netting, and the ref was about to blow the whistle. He wasn't about to blow it. So again, we can't let up. But again, unfortunate plays. But give credit to leaders in this room who said, "Hey, let's stick with it. We're playing the right way. It's going to come."
And like you said, no offense to OC and Wood, but do you still have that energy with them on the bench, and that kind of helps you, even though you're not playing with them?
Yeah, 100%. And again, I think I had a couple shifts with them tonight. The lines are jumbled. There's mix and matches. I'll obviously, be back with them at some point during the season. So again, it's just building my chemistry with whoever I'm trying to play with. Just play my game and build my confidence.
With jumbling of the lines, do you feel like that builds your versatility as a player?
Yeah, 100%. Played some center, played some wing, kind of going back and forth. I think I've talked to you guys about it before. There's games where each shift I'm rotating which position I'm playing. So I think it's just kind of trying to play on the defensive side. And when you're on the ice with some of those guys, just know who you're out there with. Kind of the roles might change. So again, try not to think too much about it. Just when I'm out there playing my game.
Colton maybe stating the obvious when he says he got to play with 2 pretty good players tonight, but yeah, look, he took advantage of an opportunity.
Absolutely.
Just to throw the stats at you, Colton was the best possession player on the team for the Avs tonight. 26 Corsi for, only 6 against. 81% Corsi for percentage. 11-2 actual shots on goal.
Wow.
1-0 in goals. Just domination from that top line, and Colton smack dab in the middle of it. Look, the Avs are a very good hockey team when they want to be. Or maybe I should say, when you look at a team like Anaheim, who expectations are they're not going to be particularly good this year.
Yep.
This is why I don't believe you should read too much into a slow start. because those teams were not comparable on the ice tonight. There were two different stratospheres, and everything but the goals in the net. So you have to give this team a lot of credit. And Colton mentioned it. I do want to talk about when you're in a rut like this, things just don't go your way.
Yeah.
He'd mentioned the second goal. That puck is 4 feet over the boards. I have no idea what the refs and linesmen are looking at, but that should have been a blown dead play.
Yeah.
It's not the Avs end up with the puck in the back of their net. Yeah, there's some Avs problems there. Yep. Gerard can't just give that puck away. I don't know what that is. But with that feeling of things not going your way, Colorado just didn't care tonight.
Yeah. I mean, in the first period, too, when you were talking about that, that's when there was a lot of stretch passes going on that weren't connecting. It seems like after that first period, like there was a talk or something went on in the locker room.
Like
passes got
better,
shorter.
Yeah.
They were better on, not just trying to make all these stretch passes that weren't connecting.
Yep.
That were causing these odd man rushes coming back into the zone.
And I think part of that is the Avs realize, hey, if we don't just give the puck away, this team can't take it away from us.
Yeah.
So stop being dumb with the puck and just win the game. Obviously, duh. But I don't want to harp on the refs too much in that game. Other than that puck was out.
I think there was. I usually don't say this about refs because it's whatever. They're human.
Yeah.
They miss things, but there was a pretty bad hold at the end of that game right before that goal was scored along the boards there. I can't even remember who it was, but definitely got pulled back.
Look, there's a bad hold there. They didn't call a trip on Mikko late in the game. They made up the Miles Wood penalty, let's be real. Brian Dumoulin just drops his stick. That's not really a slash. But the reason I don't want to harp on it too much is because you look at the other side. The penalty on Parker Kelly on his partial break was straight up not a penalty.
That's true. That is
the
true.
Avs got some things breaking their way too.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not. It didn't feel that lopsided as if one team was getting favored. That's all I'm saying.
The Avs had their chances too, right?
Right.
They called
exactly. Yeah. They actively helped the Avs end a penalty kill with that Parker Kelly call. So. And then they gave him a 5-on-3 essentially after. So there's no bias there. I don't think it was a particularly good night for the refs and the linesmen. But they didn't it's not like they're out to get the Avs. That's all I'm saying.
For sure.
It's tough for me to dig through things like the second period of this hockey game. You start off great immediately. Yeah. Casey Mittelstadt gets sprung on a breakaway, you score a goal. Okay, awesome. You're feeling good.
Great move, too, that forehand to backhand. It was smooth. It was fast.
Yeah.
Beat him.
Yeah. Awesome. You play the rest of the period great.
Yeah.
But you ultimately end up with nothing else to show for it.
Yeah.
What's it like when you're in the locker room I know you didn't play at the NHL level, Blais, but you played pretty high-level hockey. Are they in there saying, hey, we're just getting goalied, we just got to keep pushing it? Or what are they saying to each other?
Yeah, everybody really knows what's going on the ice, right? And tonight, it's not a lack of effort. So there's not a lot of people yelling at other people or, defense blaming the forwards or having discussions around that way. It's just how to solve the issue of what's going on, which is basically getting goalied.
Yeah.
So what the discussion is just keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
This can't just last.
That's how you solve it is just by sticking with it. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
How could you not after that second period go just keep doing that same thing?
I don't know how you couldn't feel good about it.
Yeah.
It's impressive to me how much of the Avs game you feel good about.
Yeah.
What was a nail biter, you barely won the game.
You barely won it, but it didn't feel like that while it was being made.
For sure. There were times where I felt like they were going to lose the game, but
sure.
Yes, the underlying sauce did not feel like.
But the thing is if you watch, if that's every game you watch, and that's the process of the game.
Yep.
You're putting a lot of shots on net. You're gonna usually win those games, right?
True.
How often do a fluke first goal happen?
Yep. Not very often, ish.
With this team, maybe a little bit more.
More often than you would like, probably. But You get a win like this. It's your first win. You're Jared Bednar. Is it, hey, great job tonight, but film session, what are these penalties at the end of the game? What are these problems on the goals against? Are you on them hard today after this game? Or are you saying, we won, everybody take a breath, we're good, look forward?
I mean, the tension's been so high, and I think the players are pretty hard on themselves. I think, and Bednar's is kind of laid back. I think you do let this one slide a little bit. You won the game, right? There are some stuff that you need to clean up, but you have another big game that you should win on Sunday.
Yep.
And I think, you kind of just trust the process there. Now, if that one goes well, maybe you let it slide even more. But if that one changes, then you're probably back into the film sessions talking about things that need to be taken care of.
Okay. So a little bit of a reprieve for getting the W at least.
Absolutely. I'm guessing it's been very, very intense in those locker rooms
I
for
would
the
guess
last few
so
games.
too. Yeah. Probably not a place very fun to be until tonight, where it's probably a very fun place to be. The Avs do get the one win on the road, or the homestand, I should say, before going out on the road. So it's still not a good homestand, but hey, you at least get you
get the win at the end.
You didn't go 0 at home.
Yeah.
So you're doing okay. With that being said, I don't know how to bet on the Colorado Avalanche. I'm not going to pretend. Go bet on something else with Bet365, okay? Go bet on preseason basketball or
The
football.
over hit, right?
The over did hit.
So,
100% hit right
I
on
guess
the
you
over.
just go there until that one dries up, right?
It almost didn't, but it did hit in the end.
Yep.
So I guess that one is working. Fair point, Blais. Jump on that over. Go bet on the MLB playoffs on the NFL. Broncos scored 1 billion points the other night, so maybe overs are in Colorado, I guess.
Yeah, against New Orleans. Yeah, that's going to happen.
It's okay to play bad teams sometimes.
True.
Everybody gets to do that occasionally.
Get right games.
Bet on whatever you want with Bet365 and sign up with the DNVR 365 code to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5 on anything. Of course, when you do use Bet365, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. Once you've got your bets in, the Avs are going out on the road, but that doesn't matter to Game Time. You can get your tickets anywhere with Game Time, whether it's on the road or when they come back home. Jump in with Game Time. Use their Game Time picks to get the best selections. They cut out all of the fluff, only show you the best tickets for the best price with Game Time's app. Download it today. Use code DNVR when you sign up, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase with Game Time. They guarantee you the best price on tickets. If you find tickets cheaper elsewhere, they will reimburse your account 110% of the price. You know what time it is, Blais?
It's game time.
Exactly right. It's Game Time. Download the app today with the link in the description and join 15 million people that use Game Time to get their tickets. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. I want to get into a little bit of the nitty gritty and look at some of the numbers in full for the team. Corsi, 77-36. More than doubled them up.
Yep.
Actual shots at 5-on-5, 34-14. And then the all situation shots ended what, 49-20?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
This is closer to a shooting practice than it was for a game for the Avalanche. Scoring chances 33-19, but most importantly, high danger chances 19-6.
That's great.
Not only do the Avs have a crazy amount of high danger chances, which I lean into the territory of, hey, the Avs got goalied a little bit here.
Yeah.
They were generating real high quality stuff all night.
Yep.
And Dostal stopped probably more of them than he should have.
Absolutely.
But on top of that, 6 high danger chances against is none, man.
Yeah.
You're giving up almost nothing for a more than 60-minute hockey game.
Yep.
It's every problem I think you had with the skaters before tonight with the last couple of games with the Avs. You can't be mad. You can't say, oh, they had a tough night. Yeah, there were imperfect plays, but that is as dominant of a hockey game as you can get.
Oh, absolutely. And like what we talked about earlier too, right? It was like they were keeping them to the outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
They weren't letting them just come right down the middle. Now they did get a few of those chances. Like you said, they had 6 chances, which is awesome for them.
None in the third period, 1 in the second period.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's awful.
5 of the 6 came in the first period only. Ducks did basically nothing after that at 5-on-5.
That's awesome.
Pretty good.
Well, and that just goes to playing team defense, right? Like, I think that's probably a lot of the focus that's going on
for
with the
sure.
Avalanche right now. Like, you can't just, let the D go after it, let the goalie go after it. The forwards have to be a part of that defense
And
to be successful at the NHL level.
almost exactly to your point, that second goal against, it's a puck that's probably out of play. Yeah, it's bad work with the puck from Sam Girard.
Yep.
But the goal ultimately goes in because one of your forwards just gets lost in coverage. Nathan MacKinnon turns his back to the play.
He wasn't even facing the play on that.
Skates to the corner, and that's not good defense.
Yeah.
Made up for it and then some, but,
Absolutely. And like your top line, they're allowed a little bit of that. There's a little bit more like
they get to do that because they score 2 points every night, and they're Nathan MacKinnon. You shrug your shoulders and go, oh, well, when you're a Parker Kelly or an Ivan and you do that, you get benched.
Yeah, for sure.
And it is worth noting, Nikolai Kovalenko, some of the new guys for the Avs. He gets his first point of the season tonight. Awesome. Not a particularly hard play to throw it up to a breaking Casey Mittelstadt, but still gets rewarded with a point. You get quality, positive games out of multiple of these new guys, including, and most importantly to me, Cal Ritchie, on the positive side of possession tonight significantly.
Yeah.
He'd been one of the Avs' worst possession forwards. I'm not trying to knock him. He's a rookie. He's adjusting to the NHL. I get it. But a step forward from him tonight. I don't think he stays past his 9-game test, but if he has a couple more games like this, you start having that conversation.
Depends on the health of the Avalanche as well.
That is a fair point.
I thought Ivan played pretty well. I don't think he showed up anywhere, but did he have a good game?
Yeah, the positive side, of course, he only played 7 minutes at 5-on-5, so not a lot of hockey getting played there. But yeah, a solid guy. I mean, for a rookie in the NHL, he's surprisingly consistent. You know what you're going to get out of a guy like that. So credit where credit's due. Ultimately, you get into the last bit of this game. The Avs probably should have won this game in regulation. Tough penalty for Cale Makar. You just kill one off, and Makar just puts his stick in between a guy's legs, and it is what it is.
Yeah. He knew right away.
Oh, yeah. He was not happy.
The most
with himself.
honest guy that's out there. So yeah, he knew.
Is there something to clean up there? Obviously, you said it. He knew. No one needs to tell him not to do that. But is there a hey? Try doing this next time, or something.
With Cale, no.
Okay.
That's just like it's a fluke, right? He's just trying to play hard defense. Stick gets in a weird spot, and down goes the guy with the can opener.
Is what it is. Again, they technically kill that penalty, but and this is a
Georgiev. I thought during
I agree. Georgiev made multiple big saves. He absolutely did what he needed to do. The problem you're drilling down into on those penalty kills, you have to take better advantage of your opportunities to clear the puck.
Yeah.
The Avs had multiple opportunities, and it was a soft chip to the wall, or it was a fanned on puck. And this has been an issue throughout these 5 games. You have to get that puck out of the zone, or you end up with what happened. An exhausted group of PKers that just can't keep up with the play. Of course, the puck's going to end up in the back of your net eventually. So it's, again, instead of looking too much of that negative, I'm looking at the positive of Georgiev gave you guys a chance to get through those penalties. He locked it down. You should have won this game 3-2. You just couldn't get it clear.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I'll talk about the overtime a little bit later, but I do want to hear from Jared Bednar himself. We have his presser on the Avs' first win of the season.
Questions for Jared?
Jared, is there something to how hard you guys actually had to work to get this win about the character and maybe what can do for the group here?
Yeah, like before the game we talked, we loved their second half against Boston. And especially the last 6-7 minutes of the second, the third period. And, it's hard to do, but our goal was to try and come out and play that way to that identity. Because for the guys that hadn't been here, like that is the identity of our team. Like, So try and sustain it for as long as we can, and it did not come easy. I thought their team blocked a lot of shots. They got shooting lanes. They kind of pack it in front of the net a little bit, and their goalie made some huge saves, right? And so we had to work for it. Even at the end, you finally take the lead, and the guys are laying out desperation, great commitment to try and keep the puck out of our net, and they get another one to tie it. But kept playing, had a good overtime, had some good chances. So you got to be happy with not only the effort and the determination that they played with, but to be able to sustain it as long as they did, and to just stick with it regardless of the score. It's a great effort, and sometimes you lose games like that, but I'm proud of them for sticking with it and getting that first one, and hopefully if we keep working like that, maybe some wins will come a little bit easier.
How much of a relief is this?
Sorry?
How much of a relief is this?
Well, here's the thing. It's like you don't want to drop too many, because it just, we know how hard it's going to be to climb out of that hole. So it is a relief. More importantly, I think, than relief, it's looking past that. It's the guys getting rewarded finally for playing the right way. Because the Boston game, we did a lot of good things. I think we deserved a better fate in 1 and 2. It's game 3 I didn't like, but you start looking at how many really good periods you played and how many chances you have and what you're giving up, and to be 0-4 really stings, and 0-5 would be that much worse, especially when you're playing that hard and playing the right way as a group and staying positive. It gets tough to stay positive if you don't ever get results. So that'll go a long way, because it's stacked on top of 2 pretty good periods against Boston, and now 3 good ones again tonight. So you gotta keep going.
Nick, go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Thanks. To further your first answer, is this a game that you'll come back and look on and point to, maybe if you get through a bit of a rough stretch again because of the way that you guys battled the entire time? You overcome 2 goals that not necessarily anybody's fault at the start of that, and then you'll look back and say, man, boys, remember when we were in the doldrums and this came back? Is that something you'll draw on?
Yeah, I think what we try to do is keep pushing the bar on what we think is as good as we can play, right? And so Boston third period was the best we played the whole year. And then when we break it down and show it to them and teach it exactly why we think it was so good and what sort of fuels that in our team, so everyone gets clear on it, so they're not guessing at all. It's not just we had a good period. You got to break it down, show them, and explain what we think is really important. You take some input. Everyone kind of has a conversation. And then you go and try to repeat it tonight. There may be little different things that you want to do against Anaheim from Boston, but that was work-based, competitive, relentless hockey. And when you're doing that, then you're gonna have your fair share of success. So, now tonight we sustained it much longer than we did against Boston, so that becomes the new bar, and they'll see it again, and then we'll try and better that performance, and you just kind of keep going and trying to push that bar higher and higher.
We'll get back to Bednar if we have time later in the show, but first, Blais, you play defense these days.
Yep.
When you're working with your D partner and your goalie, maybe on pucks that are getting in deep, would you guys say that you communicate a lot?
Oh, you always got to be talking.
Almost being in constant contact with each other?
Constantly.
One of our new partners is Constant Contact, and they want to talk to you about goals for a minute. How are you tracking with the ones you set for your business earlier this year? Are you close or not? If you're not, do you know why you haven't hit them? You have year-end goals, and Constant Contact has what it takes to help you meet them faster. No matter how experienced you are with digital marketing, Constant Contact has tools to make your marketing run smoother. Sell more, raise more, and build more genuine relationships with your audience with Constant Contact's suite of digital marketing tools. You're going to jump in with Constant Contact. It's time to put the go in your 2024 business goals with email, social, SMS, and customized marketing campaigns built for you in just a few clicks. Ready, set, go to ConstantContact.com/AllCity and start your free trial today. That's ConstantContact.com/AllCity for your free trial. And once you've got your email, send it out and clicking, you deserve a little bit of reward. So go hit up Raising Cane's for some delicious chicken fingers. Jump on it. I'll be honest, you could give me a mud pie and put cane sauce on it and I'd eat it. Like, their sauce is that good. Just jump in with Cane's for the sauce, if nothing else. But they're the delicious made-to-order chicken fingers. They're fantastic coleslaw if you're a fan. Their crinkle-cut fries are an option too. Whatever you like, Raising Cane's has you covered with any of their chicken finger combos. Go in today, get your chicken finger combo, or you can order now online for faster service at your local Raising Cane's. One love. Go get yourself those delicious chicken fingers.
I'll tell you what, my son, his girlfriend is playing volleyball from a cook, and they drove it an hour to go get some canes.
Yeah, we don't have to live that way anymore. It used to be a trip all the way up to Fort Collins was the only Canes around. Now we got some local ones, so
yeah.
It makes my life easier, put it to you that way. We do have our man from the arena, Gismo, calling in to the show right now. Giz, you finally get a win. Did it look as dominant in the arena as it did for us?
Well, apparently there's a goalie celebration going on behind me, and there's goalies playing in a full game, so you're going to have to repeat that for me because apparently one of them just scored.
Well, that sounds sick. Maybe we should cover this game too. You finally get a win in the arena. From here, it looked awfully dominant for the Avs. Did it look as good inside?
Dominant. I mean, it was dominant. There's no way I after the first 5 minutes, that's kind of where my barometer was today. I kind of looked around at everybody, and our guy Nick Richetti, and I said, it's over. They'll win this one. And then obviously two very weird goals that, I mean, should not have counted. I mean, I don't say whatever the heck you want. I've been around hockey my entire life. There's no way either of those goals should have been counted as goals. I know what the rules of hockey are, but still, it was dominant from start to finish. The Avs really, truthfully did all of the things right. They got a top-to-bottom performance, nominal mistakes, to be quite honest, from everybody on the lineup, and then, your big guys showed up. But I really like the way that Bednar had things set up. I like the lines tonight. I really like the defensive pairings. I thought they were fantastic in their own end, and it all just kind of sort of came together like we knew it would. And they've been close, Rudo. They've been close. I mean, I truthfully think they could be, 5-0 right now, if I'm being quite honest with you, with a few things going their way here and there. But it's a great effort by the Avs. That's a win that they're going to look back on all season long. It's a turning point game for them because they did it in such dominant fashion. And again, they had to overcome adversity. Like, you're looking at it after those first two goals going, and you're like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, are we really, this is how this game is going to go? And they never gave up. They battled through, and I think that's what I've seen from the first game of the season till here.
Can you at least give me an explanation on the second goal against? I understand the first one, okay, ref's discretion to blow the whistle, but the second one, that puck's just out of play.
Yeah, so the rule is that is, first of all, it's only reviewable if that puck wouldn't have left the zone. So the whole problem with the play is that puck exited the zone, and as soon as that happens, everything resets from the very beginning. Well, everybody's saying, oh, Girard should play to the whistle. Yeah, he absolutely should play to the whistle, for sure. Yeah, okay, I get it. The DJ started the music. Everybody saw the puck hit the net. One of the referees actually asked Cale Makar if the puck hit the net, in which Cale said yes. The referee double-clutched on his whistle while also pointing. Every indication for you as a hockey player is it hit, he's going to blow the whistle. I have to anticipate that and not fire the puck down to the other end because I'm turning it over or I'm firing the puck after the whistle, etc. So by the rules, everything happened correctly. The problem is the indecision of the referee, and that's where the mistake was made, right? So yeah, should Girard play to the whistle? 100%. But there's way too many oopses there. And unfortunately, what that does is confuses everybody. And, at that point, that's what Bednar's argument was. Hey, now I'm confused at what happened. Now my guys are confused what happens. and that's what you run into.
I can't explain it, but ultimately the final result ended up being what it deserved to be in this game.
Well, Rudo, what should have happened is you listen, your job as a ref, there's 4 of you out there, 2 refs and 2 linesmen. Somebody should have had eyes on that puck to see it hit the netting like everybody else in the arena saw. I mean, you got 4 guys. It's a mistake. The officials made it. They did adhere to the rules, but it's just a tough break.
I agree, and thankfully one the Avs were able to overcome. You kind of mentioned the Stars did show up tonight. Obviously, Nathan MacKinnon, player of the game, gets the game-winning goal. Sick. But I think you also look at, call it secondary scoring or whatever you want. Stand out from Ross Colton game 2 for a game that the Avs needed to win.
Amazing by Ross Colton. He was all smiles the entire game. Obviously, he likes playing with Woodsy and Mitzi, but I thought for him to be on that line with those guys and to get those reps and those shifts, it paid off for him, and he capitalized on it. And we hear he talk about that all the time. It's all about capitalizing on the opportunities, and Colton did it, and he shined in that role, and he was comfortable in that role. I mean, he also did an exclusive interview with me pregame, and he told me that we're doing that next game as well, too. So I'll take a smidge of the credit for his performance today.
Is confirmed. Look, you said it. Really hard to pick out too many negatives in this game for Colorado, from top to bottom. I think you even got quality goaltending from Georgiev there at the end of the game, even if that unfortunate game-tying goal goes in late. How's the Avs locker room mentality after this game? Is it truly just monkey off the back cruising, or do they think they still have stuff to work on?
Nah, monkey off the back. I mean, they've got stuff to work on still, but not coming out of this game. I think the culmination of the lessons that they learned into tonight and then the success that they had tonight, despite having to face adversity again, speaks volumes to that room. And I give a lot of credit to Coach Bednar and the staff. I think that they've kept them positive. I think the leadership in that room kept them positive. You heard Carol McCarr talk about knowing that this was coming and just sort of biding their time and feeling that tonight was the night. So them being able to pull it off, I thought was huge. I also think that they showed a lot of moxie these last 5 games, and I think they're going to draw on this moving forward.
Can the Avs play better than this?
Pretty good game. You fire 50 shots on net, I don't care who you're playing against, it's pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
you overcome 2 bad breaks, it's pretty good. You get a goaltender who's given up 25 plus goals previous, and he shows up the way he shows up and then bounces back after 2 goals that probably shouldn't have counted. I'd say you're probably in a pretty good spot right now, and this is now your benchmark, right? Now you've raised the bar to this. Now you got to stay here. You can't go back. And I think that was what will be important in San Jose. I think it's the perfect time for a road trip. I think it's the perfect time to take on the San Jose Sharks, because now you just got to keep building. And with every game that you play like this, your confidence is going to start to soar.
And they've got a stretch coming up. They've got 5-game stretch where it looks very winnable for that 5-game stretch.
It's
So 5 game. I heard the 5-game stretch and then the horn. It's like you're being bleeped.
No, I just said it's a very winnable 5-game stretch.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And you know what else? It's the road trip for me too. Now you get this win. You get on the road. You're gonna have a bit of fun with the boys. You're gonna go out to some dinners. You're gonna go into some cool cities. You're on the plane. You're all together. The new guys will bond up a little bit with the veterans because you really haven't had a chance to do that yet. The married guys with kids who have to kind of jet out and get back home are looking forward to spending some time and getting to know their teammates. So all in all, this is a good time for all of these things to be happening. I expect a very good road trip from them for sure. Not only based on the opponent, but based on the timing and based on the bonding.
How was the OT heartbeat? Full belief, or were you melting down like I was?
Oh, man, I was in full playoff mode. It's amazing how quickly you fall in love with the guys and the team. And I've done this in the NHL now for 9 years, and I've been parts of now my 4th organization covering them on a day-to-day basis. And I don't care who you are, you rise and fall with the room, and you start to develop relationships. And obviously I've got friends on the staff here, and I've got friends in the room here, close friends, and you can't help but root for them. You know, I have to try to remind myself in the press box I'm not allowed to clap or I'm not allowed to get excited. And by nature, I'm an emotional guy, and I'm a loyal guy, so I want to see my friends do well. So I was a nervous wreck in overtime there because I know how badly they needed it. And when that goal went in with like 12 seconds left, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But for them to pull it off in overtime made me very happy. But yeah, I was we were pacing a little bit.
Any final thoughts, and we'll let you go write a post-game winning story for once.
Yeah, that's nice. Haven't done that yet. I was starting to wonder if I was going to get fired if they didn't win this one tonight. I haven't really won one since I've been on the beat with y'all. But, no, you know what? Overall, top to bottom, really good. I know he's my boy, but I was super proud of the Dahan and Malinsky pairing tonight. Calvin played yeoman's minutes. I mean, he played almost 20 minutes. He blocked, I think, 5 shots. He was huge at the very end of the game right there. I thought he was instrumental in creating some very good offensive opportunities at the offensive blue line. I thought he really started and quarterbacked some things that turned into very good quality scoring chances that just didn't materialize. But really, really happy with the defensive pairings tonight. I think Coach Bednar is going to be thrilled about that too. I think he's gonna keep those pairings together for a bit because I thought it worked really well. I was pretty happy about that.
Dahan, the Avs' best possession defenseman for the second straight game. So even though you can't hear me right now, Dahan was good.
I like him. I'm a big fan. I'll be pumping his tires all year long. And not just because of not just because of being able to follow him through 3 teams now, but just because I know the work ethic and I know how much it means to him and I know how badly he wants to do well for himself and for this team and this organization. He's excited to be here. And anytime you have that, I mean, that's awesome. That's what you want out of a guy. That's what you want out of a 12-year pro. You want him to step up and do those kinds of things. So I was pretty proud of him tonight.
Going to let you go. Make sure you're going over to the DNVR.com and reading Giz's post-game story when it goes up later tonight. Yeah, not too much left for us to cover, I think, at this point. Thanks for calling in again, Giz.
Hey, you got it, boys. Have fun. There's a whiskey in my future before the story. So
Let's go. Let's go.
Well deserved.
Yes, earned it. A winner shot for Giz tonight, too. Yeah, look, Avs, I don't want to say they got back on track tonight because I don't think they're that far off the rails yet. It's too early in the season to really say that.
Yeah.
But it still felt like a game that they needed to win.
Yeah. I mean, he also brought up a great point too, right? Is like they get this win before they go on this road trip. That's huge, like right? That's
that pressure
difference.
Doesn't just build.
The pressure isn't there. You get on the plane, you're having a good time. You remember this win that went on as you get on the plane. The connections get stronger because of that. Like it's awesome.
Yep,
great timing.
Hopefully they can rattle off a few. You mentioned it. This next 5-game stretch, San Jose, probably a team that you should beat. Then you have Kraken and Utah. They're not the best teams in the world. At worst, you need to split.
Yeah.
And then you get Ottawa, Chicago.
Yeah, Ottawa, Chicago.
2 teams you should probably beat, even if Chicago is a back-to-back. But if you consider yourself a good team, it's time to shake off the loss streak and go beat some teams you should beat.
Are you going to see Ananen in one of those starts?
You have to. Well, actually, Kakkonen should be available.
Yeah,
and that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with the goalie situation. We'll find out.
That will be very interesting.
We do have a bunch of super chats here. $5 from Broker, who says, that might have been one of the most exciting 3-on-3 OTs I've seen in a while. Put the word out that we back up. Go Avs. It was fun.
Hell yeah.
It was fun. And hockey's fun. Sometimes you forget. $14 from the incredible Drew, who says, told you in the pregame, Blais vibes bring the wins.
Let's
Have a good
go.
night, boys. See you Sunday. Yeah. Blais is 1 for 1 this year.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that math. $5 from Banks, who says, LFG, my butt can finally unclench. This will give the boys life and confidence, calling 4-1 against San Jose.
Nice.
Sharks just lost 8-3 tonight, by the way.
Oh, brutal.
They give up some goals, that team. $5 from Cody, who, given Georgiev's play so far, is the Kakkonen claim about him or more about Ananen? Glad Avs got the W, but the play in net has to get better, right? Personally, I think it's more about Ananen. I think it's the lack of trust that the Avs organization has in Ananen. Realistically looking at Kakkonen's career, if you consider yourself a Stanley Cup contender, it's hard to say that guy is the answer to your starter position. Not saying he's a bad goalie. Not saying he can't be a short-time solution for the Avs. But come April 1st, I don't think that guy's your starting goaltender.
No, unless he comes out and just balls out.
And you know, if he's hot, ride the hot hand. Sure,
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Not gonna mess with the good thing if that's what happens. $5 from Rugby, who says, love Colton and Mittelstadt's play so far this season. Dudes are showing up. Also, I can release some of the clenching I've been dealing with. Relief. Yeah, I think we all. Jaw muscles a little bit less tight, butt muscles a little bit less tight.
I mean, it's
after
awesome
this one.
watching those two play today. It was great.
Yeah, and that's particularly as we talked about. Yeah, realistically, the Avs are pretty thin on the forward right now. You need guys like Colton and Mittelstadt to have games like this for you. And then $2 from the Schick, who says, this team will never lose again. I mean, I hope you're right. You're not, but hopefully they've got a couple more wins in the bag coming up. I will put it to you that way. Blais, any final thoughts on this one before we get out of here?
Thank God they won.
Perfect. Love it. We'll leave it at that. We didn't finish that Bednar presser. If you want to watch the whole thing, it'll be up on our YouTube channel or on our Twitter. Follow us, like us, subscribe us, do all that good stuff. We do pretty okay content occasionally, at least when the Avs win, huh? So hopefully more of this to come. We're off tomorrow, but we'll have a full game day slate for you on Sunday. So we will talk to you then.
We all silly like the mayor.